Or was it all pretty much the same, like clothing lines?
Well, they most probably had special clothes by certain designers, yes. And I know they had the suits. There was one suit that I can remember the name, Hart, Shafter, and Marks. And that was supposed to be a real nice men's suit.
Did your family ever go shopping outside of Rain for things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Went to Lafayette. I did when I was a kid.
Were the things that y'all got in Lafayette, were they also available in Rain at Mervyn Cons, or it was like you had to go somewhere else to get it?
No, I'm sure we could have found it at Mervyn Cons. But it was just fun to go to Lafayette and go shopping.
Were there other stores that were in competition with Mervyn Cons and Rain, or was it kind of like the store?
There was the other store on the very corner was, I think, called Saul Cons, and I guess they were somewhat in competition. But
were they related?
I'm sure they were. They weren't like brothers. But they were most probably in the same family.
With the last name
Con. Uh-huh.
Did the store ever have a place where you could eat? Like, did it have a lunch counter in it, or
no?
No.
No. No. But at one time, I mean, in the very early days, they sold the wagons and the buggies. And, I mean, just real early type of things. Very. And the warehouse was fun because I used to go in the warehouse and ride them. They had the flatbeds. And we'd get on the flatbeds and ride all around.
Do you remember anything specifically about the Con family that you'd like to share?
Well, I knew Miss Selma and Mr. Leo, and I knew Lily, because they were just down the block from where I live. And then I remember the Jan Cowers. And Mervyn was in school with me. We weren't in the same class, but Mervyn Jankow was a friend of mine. And, I used to go to the cons all the time to visit. And then Lily, I don't know how old Lily is. Have you heard? Lily was Miss Selma and Mr. Leo's only child, a girl. And so I used to go and play with her. She was a lot younger than I, but I used to go and play with them. They were very nice people.
Did your father ever talk about what it was like to work at Mervyn Cons, like the environment, the working environment, or anything like that?
No, he just went to work every day.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he didn't like it, he wouldn't have stayed. But he was there for quite a few years.
Yeah. And how long was it that he worked there?
I think from 1919 to 1963. He was there for a good while.
A long time. What were some of the delivery policies that they had? Did you said your mom would like call in and get deliveries?
Yeah, for groceries. That's what, you could call in and they would just deliver it to the house, and that was it.
So it was mainly just for the groceries, it wasn't...
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. No, they didn't deliver anything else. No.
Did your family ever have a line of credit? Like, because they had told us there was like a thing where you can go and you can get things on credit, like sign up for it and pay for it at the end of the month, or things things like that. Did y'all ever have
We
one of
might
those?
have. But I can remember my daddy saying that the farmers would have a line of credit. But sometimes they would pay for it with chickens and their own produce. That was years ago, though.
Were there ever like people who couldn't afford to shop at Mervyn Cons? Was it kind of like it was an upper store? You had to have a certain economic status, I guess, to shop there, or was there stuff for everyone?
I can't
Not
answer
sure.
that. I can't answer
Okay.
that. I'm sure there was credit, though. And people, I'm sure, would come in and buy and charge it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I grew up when there was still segregation, too.
How did that play into the commerce in the store? Like,
I'm sure they came in to buy things, but just like you hear about, we did have segregation.
mm-hmm.
They worked in our homes, they worked in the store, in the, delivery or whatever, cleaning, but anyway, we don't have to talk about that.
Okay. With having you said you worked there for maybe a summer or something like that. With having your dad work there, did it help you to be able to get a job there, or it was pretty easy to get a job at Mervyn Con?
I can't answer that.
No.
I just got the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to share about your experience working there, even for the one summer? Something you can remember?
One summer, and I worked in the dress department, and I was telling that story that we had to go in the dressing room with the people, the ladies that came in to buy their clothes, and there were individual dressing rooms with doors that closed. Then they had mirrors on the inside and all that, but I had to go in with the ladies to change their clothes. I didn't like that.
Do you remember having any problems with customers?
No.
It's relatively a good working environment.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So now you told me the story about your dress downstairs. Can you tell me again about your wedding dress?
My wedding dress? Okay. Well, I guess I found a picture in one of the magazines, Mademoiselle or whatever, and Daddy gave it to Mr. Leo, and he was going on a shopping trip in New York, so he went and bought the dress and brought it home to me.
Was that like normal? They went to New York for things that they brought down here, so they got a lot of their stuff.
That's where he most probably went at least once or twice a year. Oh, I don't know that story, no.
Yeah.
But I know he went up there and brought my dress back.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these are about like working at Margo Con, so.
Yeah. I worked in the office too, I think, one year, but one summer.
In summer.
They didn't give me too many duties, though. But everything was done just by hand. We had very few machines. But my daddy enjoyed it. He loved it. He walked to work every morning. Walked home.
Was it far, the walk?
Oh, no.
No.
Just a few blocks away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And his job was technically to do what?
Well, he was called the office manager. He was a bookkeeper. And that was all the records and all the buys and the sales and all that. Credit. He took care of all that. And the girls, of course, but he was the boss, you know. He told the girls how to do it. That's good.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you'd like to add to it? I'm trying to think of
No, the only thing I can remember is that you went up the steps and you went up to Daddy's office, but right before you got up there, it was like a balcony all around. And the little telephone operator sat at her desk and she did all the I guess it was with those, you know how you plug them in, how you see it on TV? TV.
Like a switchboard?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the way she did it. And then the ladies' restrooms was right up there. And then down the balcony on one side was the alterations. The ladies did all kind of alterations when a lady would buy her dress. Even, I'm sure they even did alterations for men's clothes too. And but we weren't really allowed to go on the other side because that was the home, the family's home. I just remember the shoe department, because I remember Mr. Walter Bailey working in there, and you could just get any kind of shoe you wanted right there. And it was the store was long, and they had the cases all along, and everything was in the case, you know, and the glass and all that. And
the women's clothing department that you worked in, was that the ready-to-wear women's clothes?
It's called ready-to-wear, yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So did much of that have to get sent to alterations, or was that pretty much get in by and by?
I would say they did alter some of the women's clothes. I mean, like putting a hem in, you know, shorter or whatever, or taking in the waistline or whatever. And oh yeah, there was a lot of alteration. But you about out?
Oh no.
Well, I don't know. Like I say, I'm going to try to bring something next week that I might have. I just haven't. I've been out of town, and so I didn't get it all together.
That's fine.
Are y'all spending the night here?
Oh, no.
Okay, so you turned it off now.